All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's just get it started right away. We're gonna be touching the age of discovery. All right, the colonization of America, and what Esau likes to call once again the age of discovery, the Enlightenment age. All right, let's get straight to it. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 5.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 5. Behold, ye among the heathen.
Read it again.
Behold, ye among the heathen.
Go ahead.
And regard and wonder marvelously.
Go ahead.
For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe.
You see, the Lord said he's going to work a work in those days, which ye will not believe. All right, keep reading. We're going to see what this is. Keep reading.
For I will work a work in your days, which ye not believe.
Go ahead.
Though it be told you.
Though it be told to you. So even though the Lord prophesied all these things to come, when it happens, it's going to be miraculous and unbelievable. Keep reading.
For lo, I raise up the Chaldees.
The Lord raised up the Chaldees, right? These men of witchcraft. You understand? Right. These men who have high sciences and knowledge throughout the earth. The Lord is going to raise these men up. Okay, read.
For lo, I raise up the Chaldees, that bitter and hasty nation.
Go ahead.
Which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
So they're going to march through lands and possess places that is not theirs. Let's keep going to key context clues, right? Let's jump to Isaiah 47 real quick. Isaiah 47 and verse 1.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So there's going to come a time where that daughter of that virgin daughter of Babylon is going to come down and sit in the dust, be brought low. This is America. Okay, read.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Go ahead.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldees.
Oh, daughter of the Chaldees, which is synonymous with what? Babylon, which is America. Okay? So this is that wonder that was going to come. What was that wonder? Cristobal Colon, who you know as Christopher Columbus, coming and colonizing the new world. Right. All of these conquistadors and these pilgrims and all of these damn devils, man, coming over here and conquering this part of the earth. And not just here, conquering Africa, conquering Australia, conquering East India, conquering the Middle East, conquering the entire earth. All right, read it again.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. Of course, contextually, this will also be talking about what? Ancient Babylon. But there's prophetic nature in here. Why? Because it says, "O virgin daughter." Daughter. Let's get the context clue. Ezekiel 16 and 44. Ezekiel 16 and 44.
This is Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 44.
Go ahead.
Behold, everyone that uses proverb shall use this proverb against thee.
So everybody that uses this proverb is going to use this proverb against thee. Read.
Saying, as is the mother.
As is the mother, as is ancient Babylon. Go ahead.
So is her daughter.
So is her daughter. America. America. All right. Now let's go back to Habakkuk.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 6.
Yep.
For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
This is prophetic of the Edomites, the white race, conquering the earth. Read.
Verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
All right, let's jump to Jeremiah 18 and 17.
This is Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 17.
Go ahead.
I will scatter them as with an east wind before the enemy.
See, the Lord said he's going to scatter us with an east wind. What is that east wind? East blows from, east wind goes how? Towards the west. So where is that east wind? How did he scatter us with an east wind? The transatlantic slave trade. That's how he scattered us with the east wind. That was it on that? Yeah, finish it up.
I will scatter them with an east wind.
He's going to scatter them with an east wind. Go ahead.
Before the enemy.
Before the enemies. Go ahead.
I will show them the back and not the face.
He's going to show them the back and not the face. Meaning, once again, we were cast off. Why? Because we committed idolatry. Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Because we did not believe and have the true faith in the Messiah. All right, let's go back to Habakkuk, verse 9.
Verse 9 of Habakkuk chapter 1.
Go ahead.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall what?
They shall come all for violence.
They shall come all for violence. Isn't that what happened when they landed on the shores of America? When they landed on the west coast of Africa? Read.
Their faces shall sup up as the east wind.
There it goes again. Their faces are going to sup up as the east wind. Go ahead.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
And they're going to gather the captivity as the sand through colonization, transatlantic slave trade, rape, rob, and murder of the Native American Indians, North, Central, South America, of the Israelites on the west coast of Africa, and also the Israelites in Europe, man. They were all gathered up in the captivity as sand, man. Go to Hosea 13 and 15. Hosea 13 and 15.
This is Hosea chapter 13, verse 15.
This is prophecy to who? The northern kingdom. Read.
Though he be fruitful among his brethren, an east wind shall come.
An east wind shall come. Once again, the so-called white man. Read.
The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness.
Go ahead.
And his spring shall become dry. And his fountain shall be dried up.
Go ahead.
He shall spoil the treasure of all the pleasant vessels.
And what did they do to the Aztecs? The Incans, the Mayans, the Taínos, the Lucayans, the Seminole Indians, man, the Iroquois nations. What did they do? They stole all of their goods, all of their gold, all of their silver, all of their gems, man. Read.
Verse 16. Samaria shall become desolate.
Go ahead.
For she hath rebelled against her God.
Go ahead.
They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed into pieces.
And that's exactly what they did. They took our infants and dashed them on the rocks headlong, man. You read that in a book by Bartolome de las Casas, man. Read.
And their woman with child shall be ripped up.
And their woman with child shall be ripped up, man. This is all recorded history. Biblical prophecy in recorded history, man. Back to Habakkuk.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 9.
Go ahead.
They shall come up, Salakia, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind.
Go ahead.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand. Verse 10. And they shall scoff at the king, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it.
Go ahead.
Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over, and offend, imputing this his power unto his God.
Now, what did they say? Manifest destiny. God wanted me to do this. God wanted me to take all of you people in subjection, man. This is all written right here in the Holy Bible, man. Right here in the Holy Bible. Let's jump, right? Let's go to Hosea 7 and 1. Let's go to Hosea chapter 7 and verse 1 real quick. Right?
This is Hosea chapter 7, verse 1. When I will have healed Israel.
You see, the Lord healed Israel for a time. Right? When they left Assyrian captivity, came and landed on the shores of America. The Lord healed Israel. You see the vast kingdoms that they had here. But what did we do with these vast kingdoms? We began to go back to the gods of the Canaanites, the gods of the Philistines. We began to pervert everything that the Lord handed down to us. Even with YHWH being revealed onto the Native American Indians, we still perverted the gospel. Here in America. Read.
When I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered.
You see, but the iniquity of Ephraim, the iniquity of the northern kingdom got discovered. Read.
And the wickedness of Samaria, for they committed falsehood. And the thief cometh in.
And the thief came in. The white man came in. Go ahead.
And the troop of robbers.
And the troop of robbers, that American cavalry that came and wiped out the North American Indians, man. Go ahead.
Spoiled without.
Spoiled without. Read.
And they considered not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness.
Go ahead.
Now their own doings have beset them about.
Now their own doings beset them about, man. It's because of us that this world is in the condition that it's in. Of course, don't get it twisted. They furthered the affliction, as the scripture says.
Right.
But inevitably, it's on the children of Israel, man, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. Finish it up.
They are before my face.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. They make
Go jump down to 8 and 1.
Hosea chapter 8, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Set the trumpet to thy mouth.
Go ahead.
He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord.
You see that? He should, once again, that eagle, he shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, man. Read.
Because they have transgressed my covenant.
Go ahead.
And trespassed against my law.
Because we trespassed against the Lord's law, man. Let's get it in the curses. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 49, man. Let's get it in the curses, man. All right?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against me from far,
Go ahead.
from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flying.
There goes that eagle again. Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Uh-huh.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, no shew favor to the young.
And they didn't care who they murdered. They didn't care who they enslaved, who they raped. If you look at, once again, in Bartolome de las Casas, you can even get a book known as American Holocaust, man. You can see the atrocities that was done to the Native Indians, North, Central, South America, Caribbean islands, man. All right, let's go to Micah. Let's go to Micah 1 and 6. Book of Micah, chapter 1 and verse 6.
Still on the whole Habakkuk?
No. Yeah, Micah 1 and 6.
This is Micah chapter 1, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Therefore, I will make Samaria as a heap of the field,
Go ahead.
and as
Now,
plenty.
what is Samaria? The capital of the northern kingdom. So what is this synonymous with? The northern kingdom. Read.
Therefore, I will make Samaria as a heap of the field,
Go ahead.
and as plantings of the vineyard. And I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundations thereof.
Now let's see what they were going to discover. All right, which was the human sacrifice that we was doing. You understand? The idol worship that we was doing. Of course, there was always 7,000 prophets that the Lord always held that shall not bow their knees to Baal, man. You read that in the book of Romans chapter 11. There was always prophets that the Lord had. And you can see some of those prophets once again in the book called the Yucatan Before and After the Conquest. You can see that there was prophets teaching in the streets. And what were they saying? Hey, stop this idol worship where the Lord's going to send people that's going to make you worship wood. What is that wood? That Christian cross, man, that Catholic cross. And that's exactly what happened. There was always prophets here. There was always prophets on the west coast of Africa, prophets in the Isles of Europe, man. That was all Israelites. We always had prophets that knew how to tap in and understand this book, had visions of the Lord, man. Read. Now let's see the foundations thereof that the Lord discovered. Read verse 7.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
And all the graven images.
All those graven images. Go ahead.
Thereof shall be beaten to pieces.
Uh-huh.
And all the hires thereof shall be burned with the fire.
Go ahead.
and all the idols thereof are laid desolate.
Go ahead.
For she gathered it of the hire of an harlot.
Go ahead.
And they shall return to the hire of an harlot.
You see that? So the Lord said, I'm going to destroy all them damn idols, man. I'm going to destroy everything that you've built and profane my name. Though, what did it say in the book of Hosea? He healed them for a season, man. But as what Israel always does, stiff-necked, hard-headed, and rebellious, man. The ox knows his owner, the ass is master's crib, but Israel does not know, and they do not consider their ways, man. Their sinful deeds, man. All right, let's jump to, 1 second. Let's jump to Wisdom of Solomon now, right? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 7.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 7.
Okay.
We worried ourselves. We worried ourselves in the way of the wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way.
You see, Esau, you think it was easy for Esau to conquer the Americas and walk through the Amazon jungles and the driest desert on earth, being on the west coast of South America, man? You think it was easy for him to conquer these places? Read.
But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Go ahead.
What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
You see, what did pride profit Esau, man? You see, Esau, get that, matter of fact, real quick. Get Psalms 49 and 10, man. Esau thinks this place is gonna last forever, man.
Right.
With everything that they've done, all the sins that they've committed, man, all the treachery and robbery and murder and abominations that they've done upon this earth, man. Feeding our babies to alligators. Same thing done in ancient Egypt, by the way, right? Cutting open a pregnant woman's belly, putting a cat in it and sewing it back together, man. Then taking the unborn fetus and dashing it on a rock, man. This is what happened. This is recorded. And what do they do to this day? Gun us down in the streets, mass incarcerate us, pump drugs in our neighborhoods. What did that? It's crazy, man.
That Buffalo shooting.
Yeah, the Buffalo shooting that just happened, man.
Right.
He had nigger on his gun, man. Shooting people up, talking about, oh, there's a genocide on white people. Genocide on white people? Maybe in the spirit realm, because that's gonna happen.
Right.
But no, there's a genocide on our people for generations. This goes way back before 1492, man.
Yeah.
This goes back to Rome and Greece. All right? This goes back when they were wrestling in the womb, man. This is how deep it is, man.
Right.
Fighting in the womb of their mother. In the book of Genesis 25, man. This is how far it goes back. Read that.
This is Psalms chapter 49, verse 10.
Go ahead.
For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish,
Go ahead.
and leave their wealth to others.
Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Their inward thought is,
This is Esau's inward thought. Go ahead.
that their houses shall continue forever.
That their houses will continue forever. America's gonna last forever. Who can mess with us?
Right.
I just press a button and boom.
Right.
Rebuild.
You're gonna rebuild? What does it say in Malachi? We're gonna rebuild the desolate places, man.
Right.
This is what they want. Go ahead.
And the dwelling places to all
And
generations.
their dwelling places to all generations. This is how they really think, man.
Right.
They really think they're gonna have an intergalactical war with the damn UFOs that's gonna come down upon them, man. The Lord's chariots, and fight these black angels and the black Messiah that's gonna come down, man. They really think they're gonna fight against that. But as I always say, their arms are too short to box with God, man. Too short. But just as he hardened the heart of Pharaoh, he's gonna harden the heart of Putin.
Right.
He's gonna harden the heart of NATO. He's gonna harden the heart of Biden. He might be dead tomorrow, man. He old. He might harden the heart of somebody else. But he's gonna harden the heart of all the Edomite leaders upon the earth, man. All right. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon. 14 and 1. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 1.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 1.
Yeah.
Again, one preparing himself to sail. And
So one preparing himself to sail. Yeah.
again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves, called upon a piece of a wood.
Well, he called upon a piece of a wood. He called upon this Christian cross that he had, right? That was made out of wood, kissing it. Probably did a bunch of Hail Marys on the boat. Read it again, man.
Again.
I want this to sink in. See, the Lord prophesied about Christopher Columbus. The Lord prophesied about the pilgrims coming, man. The Lord prophesied about the white man coming here with the east wind, man, and scattering us, man, across the world, man. The Lord prophesied all these things. Read.
Again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves.
And about to pass through the Atlantic Ocean, man. Go ahead.
Called upon a piece of a wood.
He called upon that Christian cross. Go ahead.
More rotten than the vessel that carried him.
See, the Lord disrespect. He said, man, that piece of wood is more rotten than that wooden ship that's carrying you, man. Read.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
For verily desire of gain deviseth that.
For verily the desire of gain devised that. So why did they travel here? Because they wanted riches. They wanted wealth. That's why they traveled. Go ahead.
And the workman built it by his skill.
Go ahead.
By the providence, O Father, governed it, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the waves.
See, the Lord made the safe path in the sea for Christopher Columbus and all his murderers and rapists on that ship, man. The Lord made them pass through the sea. Read.
Showing that can is saved from all danger.
Go ahead.
Yea, though a man went to sea without ark.
Though a man went to sea without what?
Though a man went to sea without ark.
The man went to sea without ark, without a map. He went to sea without that map, but he knew.
Right.
He said, yeah, I read the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. And if we sail approximately this way, we're going to touch the shores. And Israelites are going to be there. And wherever Israelites are, where is riches and gold and silver. And I'm going to bring it back to you, Queen Isabella. I'm going to bring it back to you. Read.
Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of the wisdom should be idle. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood.
And men committed their lives to that small piece of wood, man. That Christian cross, once again. They committed their lives to it. Read.
And passing the road, so like in passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved.
Go ahead.
For an old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by the hand escaped in a weak vessel and left to all ages a seat of generation.
That's talking about Noah. When all those great mighty men died, the 8 souls were saved by a weak vessel. All right, the Lord's making a comparison here. Read.
For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh.
For blessed is the wood by righteousness coming. See, once again, he's disrespecting that Christian cross. Read.
But that which is made with hands is cursed.
But that which is made with hands is cursed. Read.
As well it as he taketh made it.
As well as the man that made it. Go ahead.
Because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
It was called God. He called that Christian cross God, Jesus, Jesucristo. They worship that. They bow down to that cross. Till this day, man. Till this day. Read.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
Go ahead.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
Go ahead.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
You see, because what they created became a stumbling block to the souls of men, man. So the Lord's gonna visit these Gentiles, man. That's what he's saying. Because you created this doctrine upon the Christian cross, man. And you spread it across the earth with rape, with rob, with murder, man. By all the papacies and all the laws that you passed, man.
Right.
With the papal bulls, man, and all these things that you passed. Saying, oh, you can go conquer this land, and if they don't worship Christ, well, you can rape them and you can rob them and you can put them in slavery. This is all within the papal bulls of the Vatican Church, man. Read.
And a snare to the feet of the unwise.
Go ahead.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
You see, the devising of idols is the beginning of spiritual fornication. The reason why the Lord sent these men here in the first place, to conquer us. Read.
And the invention of them that corrupt the corruption of life.
And the invention of them is the corruption of life. Go ahead.
For neither were they from the beginning.
Because the Lord didn't surmise these things in the beginning.
Right.
He didn't tell you to worship all of these false idols, man. He said, worship me, Yahweh. Read.
Neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
Read.
Verse 15.
Now, the Lord's going to get even more in depth here with this prophecy that he's using Solomon to speak through. Read.
For a father afflicted with untimely mourning.
A father afflicted with untimely mourning. Here goes that Pope. Here goes that Pope. Read.
When he had made an image of his child soon taken away.
When he made an image of his child soon taken away. Seizure Bourget. Seizure Bourget, soon taken away by how? Because he was a homosexual. He had syphilis. He had sex with his sister. He was having sex with Leonardo da Vinci. This is all true. You can read these in the history books, man. Go ahead.
Machiavelli's little friend too.
Right.
They was all down.
With the get down. Pause. Read.
Now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man.
Which was then a what?
Which was then a dead man.
So this man that they painted as the image of Christ, Caesar Borgia, was honored as a god, though he was a dead man. This is that image of white Christ that you see, man. It's right here in the scriptures. Go ahead.
And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
And they delivered ceremonies and sacrifices. This is the Catholic Church, man. Breaking that bread and drinking that grape juice and putting that ash on your forehead and going up and down with the ching, 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 ching. With the weird Roman Catholic, whoa. This is what they do, man. Go ahead. It's crazy, man. Go ahead.
Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong.
And this ungodly custom grew strong, man. Go ahead.
Was kept as a law.
And it was kept as a law. Hey, if you don't bow down and worship this, off with your head, man. Go ahead.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Go ahead.
Whom men could not honor in presence.
Because they couldn't honor these statues and this piece of wood and these paintings and presents. So they were honoring false gods and false deities. Go ahead.
Because they dwelt far off.
Because they dwelt far off. These saints. All these well, what you see in the Vatican Church and all these Catholic churches, all these saints. Oh, hey, this is Saint. I don't even know these names, man. Right. Saint Mark and Saint Anthony and Saint Anthony. You know, this is what they do. This is what they do while they're touching your kids behind doors.
Right.
While they have a whole sex trafficking scheme, kidnapping Native Americans off the reservations, kidnapping the Zebulonites and the Issacharites at the border, trying to get across. This is what they're doing, man. Go ahead.
Whom men cannot honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage.
The counterfeit of his visage, meaning that lie of that painting. Go ahead.
From far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored.
Go ahead.
To the end that by his there forwardness they might flatter him with an absent, as if he was present.
So what this is saying is that false image, they worshiped it as if he was actually there. We're gonna give you sacrifices. We're gonna bring all these atonements to you. We're gonna burn incense. We're gonna pray to you as if you're in front of me, man. When this is a false image, this is the image of the beast, man. The damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Read.
Also, the singular diligence of an artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
So a singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
Right.
This is that Christian dogma that they were teaching. These false religions that they were teaching using this, the most powerful thing on earth, man. You've seen the book of Eli.
Right.
You've seen the book of Eli. I need that book. Keep looking for that book. Keep looking for that book. But when he opened it up, look at the symbology. He opened it up and he couldn't understand it.
Right.
Because unto the prophets, he revealed his secrets, man. Read.
For he peradventure willing to please one in authority, force all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion.
That's those paintings and those statues. You see in Brazil on that damn mountain. This is what they worshiping, man. Go ahead.
And so the multitude, allured by grace of the work, took him now for a god.
They took this damn devil for a god. This homosexual, incest having, syphilis having, Vatican Church disgusting, filthy animal as a god, man. He probably did bestiality too, man.
Right.
You never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
Which a little before was but honor as a man.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world.
And this was the occasion to deceive the world, to deceive the earth. Doesn't the Bible say Satan's gonna deceive the earth? Well, who did Satan use? His chosen vessel, the white man. His children, damn right. If you think the Most High has a chosen people, man, you don't think Satan has a chosen people that the Lord ordained for him, man? Read. For men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Go ahead. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God. See, this wasn't enough for them. It wasn't enough that they had the richest empire on earth, reigning from the Vatican Church, man. This wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that they were now regaining back power in Europe from the Moors and from the black sovereignty in Europe, man. That wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that they reconquered France and Spain and Portugal and Germany and Italy, that they were reconquering Russia through all of their wars, that they're going to reconquer England with all of their wars, man. This was not enough. Read. But whereas they lived in a great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. Those so great plagues called they peace. What are these great plagues? Starting with the Black Plague in Europe, man. With all those, that was wiping out who? Us. That was wiping out Jake in Europe. What other plagues? Smallpox in America. Wiping out the Native American Indians. What did they say? This is, once again, manifest destiny. This was meant to happen. You see, they're all dying off. You see? Because this is our land, this land. No, the world is ours. You understand that? You understand that? But with these plagues that happened upon our people, it was peace for the white man. Read. For Willis, they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revealings of strange rites. Go ahead. They kept neither lives nor marriages. They kept neither lives nor marriages. Look at this devil. Read. Any longer undefiled. Go ahead. But either one slew another treacherously,
or grieved him by adultery.
You see, this is what they were all doing. Killing each other, committing adultery. They were doing this to themselves. Go ahead.
So that there reign in all men without expectation blood, exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury.
Look at this. You can't tell me this ain't the white man. You can't tell me that this is what they did upon the earth, man. Yeah.
Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kinds.
Changing of what?
Changing of kinds.
This is how you know this is also prophetic. Because a little boy now can be a girl. A little girl can be a boy. Transbenders, man, transformers, Decepticons. This is what this world has come to. The changing of kind. That's what the scriptures is talking about. Go ahead.
Disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness.
Go ahead.
For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
You see, because the worshiping of idols is how all of this sprung off by, man. Worshiping that Christian cross. And through our downfall and through our demise was the rise of the Edomite Empire. Well, guess what? Esau's the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. And that's why you see the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans rising up. It don't matter how many videos you make debunking Hebrew Israelites. No matter how many books you make. It don't matter how many times you say that Hebrew's fake. You can't see it. It don't matter what you say. Because the Spirit of the Lord is waking us up across the four corners of the earth, man. You understand? Yeah, DNA. E1 and the J and shut up, man. The Lord knows what he's doing. He's waking us up.
That's right.
And there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing you could do about it at all, man.
Right.
And with that, I say shalom, man, and death to America, man.